right, next installment here on the pyramid. We're coming in here with just our darker areas, trying to get that in, and camera kind of did some weird things for us, so we'll pick up where we left off. I'm going to turn this around this way a little bit because I do need it slightly lighter there. Let's go after some of this 25% light, and then just put it in there. That's my 25% light. And then let's blend it together. Right, and that we just do by brushing along the edge, blending it together. And then it also has to come up here just a little bit. Okay, just had to get up close and personal with that one for a second. Now this part right here also just has a little bit of light to it. And so I'm just going to take and put a little streak of the 75%er in there, and then blend in here with that. So there, that's pretty cool. That gives our background sort of thing there. Down over here, this was pretty dark. And so this part right here was the dark, zero light down here. But it is a little bit, I shouldn't say that, it is just slightly lighter than the cast shadow that's right next to it. So I have a little bit of, maybe a little bit of that lighter value mixed in here still. I'm going to go get a dab of it. Just a dab of it right here. A dab of that lighter value right in there, and that can happen for most of this stuff right here. Like that. This part right here, I'm thinking it's going to be kind of like this one here that is our not darkest blue, but I'm thinking this value. So mostly, the nice thing about flat surfaces is they don't change much, right, in their values. So that's kind of cool. Although we have found that along their edges, where they butt up against something else, they actually do change value a little bit. Okay. You want to make sure between areas that you don't have little white dots on there. Sometimes that happens. That's kind of a no. Okay. This one we're just starting out with the local value of the thing here. It would be darkest right along this edge, but I think I'm going to come and drop a little bit of that in after. Let's go down here now. Okay. Like that. And so we can let's put some brush strokes in here so that we're a little bit uniform in our brush strokes. Okay, so just right along that edge, where's my paper towel? Gonna clean that off and get a little bit of dark, and so right along this edge right here, I need just a little bit of dark. Because it does transition and get slightly darker right here, but it's not really noticeable. Barely noticeable, I should say, is what it is. And so let's blend that in with our background, our other thing right there, like that, just by brushing on it. That's how we blend, right? And so that just makes a subtle change as it goes from slightly darker on that edge. Just like that. Now we can, over here, on this other edge, this part right here probably goes just slightly lighter. And slightly lighter right here. I'm going to go get another, this is the middle value. I'm just going to tap it in right there because it's going to go slightly lighter right there and slightly lighter right here. Okay, clean off my brush. And let's blend that in. And let's blend this way. Clean off my brush again. Remember, we want it to look like it's more of a gradual transition. But it does go slightly lighter right there. Okay, look at that. How cool is that? Okay, middle value. Last little part here on the pyramid. I want to make sure I'm getting right up to the edge there. You'll notice that in oil painting, you do have to pay attention to your edges and stuff like that. You can always reform them, mind you, but it's a little more precise, huh? Than watercolors. A lot of times moving and flowing and stuff. It doesn't seem quite as precise. I guess it is, but okay, let's rotate it this way. And this is our middle value. Get a little bit more there. Rotate this way. dropped my brush. Oopsies. Looks like I dropped my brush right there. Let's get rid of that. I'm just kind of going over these brush strokes so they're going in a uniform direction so that my pyramid looks a little bit more stable. Cool. Now if I really do want to make it look like there's some there's probably just a little lighter right here. And so this is the next lighter value along this edge. Like that. And technically it's also going to be just slightly lighter along this edge. Like that. And so I'm just going to take and blend that together. Clean up my brush in between. Rotate this way. And blend that like that, so that it's just a subtle change, not a dramatic change. Okay, coolness. I think, let me, just to show this how this works, is I'm going to hit the cast shadow on this a little bit now, because it's the darkest value, right? Remember I lightened up that edge right there on the pyramid? And so you can start to see that there is a value change in there. Also on this one, I'm going to make my brush strokes kind of go in a different direction. And I want my brush to be really kind of sharp down at this edge, so I brushed it a few extra times in the paint, and that makes a pretty sharp edge. Get some more of the darker blue right here. So, and you put that dark blue in and you start to see, oh, there is a slight difference in there, isn't there? It does change when it comes in contact with that area. So the cast shadow of the pyramid. And we'll pay attention to our brush strokes as well, so that we can also see the difference in that. That's that cast shadow. And so that is kind of our completed pyramid, huh? So let me turn it around so we can actually see it in all its splendor and glory. So by making just a slightly lighter edge right along this area and right along this area, all of a sudden that cast shadow appears to be much darker, and we can tell which one that it is a darker sort of a thing indeed on those. Same thing as we had, go slightly darker here, slightly lighter here, slightly lighter here, slightly darker this direction. Really has a tendency to set those things off and make them look quite proper, because we do want to have some distinction between those when we do our paintings. I think I'm going to just finish up. Going to take a pause there for a second, and then we'll start in with some of these other parts.